Ken.
Who are we talking?
But I mean, like when I was 19, working at a warehouse, I was a lot more douchey.
Damn, Zach. Get him.
Who are we talking about?
Does he, though? He got schooled by me, Eric, and Taylor various times.
Yeah, but that's what happens. Isn't that good enough?
I tried explaining it before that if you're an INFJ, you got to try to gotta be willing to lose skirmishes in order to win the war.
What war?
Just the war of rightiness. You have to be willing to take hits and be like, yes, I'm wrong, and then try to get to the heart of something and be like, boom.
And then you maybe win the war. Maybe.
Well,
if you're right.
Right, but the not winning the war shouldn't be a discouragement from trying. Because in the process, you improve your logic, so.
All about the process.
What about battles?
Sorry, Josh, if you said something to me, I had you muted because your dog.
Somewhat.
Yeah, I had it muted too. Your dog was going borf, borf, borf,
Oh,
borf,
what?
borf, borf.
Oh, alright.
I got forgiven, Josh. You're sorry, me and Dick.
I got the impression you guys were talking about me.
No,
No. Some other douchebag.
Okay. Some other douchebag.
Well, a douchebag. You haven't been one yet.
I've tried not to.
But she's expecting it. She's expecting you're going to be a
tell me
piece
one
of
point.
shit of a human being. I mean, just
Waiting for it.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Remember, her first language isn't English.
Well, she speaks very great English.
Yeah, she does.
She's gonna lean in real close and be like, "Bitch, I'm about to take you out my easy way oven because you about done."
What were you referring to, Nick?
How awesome Susanna is? Is that what it is? Unify. This is Susanna. She is now she runs shit, basically. She's the mob boss. She's like the boss that you fight in any fun video game when you're younger. You'd have to go fight the boss. She's one of the bosses. She's INTP. Susanna.
My fellow INTP.
Her real name we all couldn't pronounce, so we went by Susanna.
What's your...
Now we say Susie sometimes.
What is your real name that cannot be pronounced?
Susanna.
Susanna.
Exactly.
How is that difficult to pronounce?
Susanne.
Susanna.
Ne. Susanne.
Susanna.
Dude, I think Zach's got it. He types it Susanna. Susanna. No, not quite.
Trying so hard, but no.
Susanna.
Susanna. Is it like meh?
Nah, yes.
Nah. Susanna.
Close enough.
Duh.
Yeah, but see, that's what she always ends up doing is saying.
How about Suzy Q? Can I be like, hey, yo, Suzy Q?
No, but it's better that you say something that sounds like a name than mispronounced.
That's better when he types Susanna.
That's better, but if you could say it better.
Susanna?
Without the W.
Susanna.
Weird emphasis, but sort of.
Susanna? Susanna. 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 Susanna.
Susanna.
Shorter
Susanna.
with the ne.
Shuzana. Shuzana. Oh, Shunaza.
Funny sounding cat lady. I can go by that.
I'm a cat. Well, I'm a cat guy. Cat man.
Susie's just sitting there like, she didn't get what she wanted.
Best video on the channel, yo.
Yeah, it is.
Susanna, did you ever see my my Enneagram video that I made?
No.
It was
Yeah.
good.
I made it like first.
It's been a G.
Yeah, it was like the first month I'd started learning about Enneagram.
A lot of shit's gone down in here, people.
Yeah,
But-
I had hair.
But in the Enneagram, where does that reaction fit to conflict?
The Enneagram and conflict? What are you talking about?
Like,
Make them say,
Uh,
nah.
no, like
No.
laughing in someone's
Nah.
face instead of doing anything.
Suzanne, nah.
Laughing in someone's face. I kind of see that as like 5 and 4, just sort of doing its own thing.
Make 'em say,
In lack of any other explanation.
Well, I think you could also maybe mix one in there and that you got your own internal standard and she did not meet your standard, so you're like, peasant.
Okay, so it fits, sort of.
Sort of.
What's your 5, 4? What's your Enneagram?
541.
541. What's 1?
Perfectionist. She's got that one in the back there that's just like, if people don't get their shit together, I'm gonna burn everything. All of it.
Does 5 integrate into 2?
8.
8?
Yeah. 5s are like super detached, so what they gotta do is
Oh yeah.
5s are like off here being ethereal, and then how they integrate
8s?
it's just like, I ain't bitch made, motherfucker.
Motherfucker. 8s integrate into 2s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotta learn how to give back.
I love
Yeah.
give back.
And then like 2s, they're really acting shitty. Those would be like super aggressive like an 8, but it's like totally pride based and like without like it's like without like the actual like confidence of the 8. It's more like, oh, I'm just gonna be
Asshole.
emotional. I'm just gonna be an asshole and an emotional terrorist because I'm better than people.
But what does it mean that it
Some
integrates?
people are better than other people.
Yeah, but okay, so that's my ex. So what really are they supposed to be?
What do you mean?
They're not supposed to just be act out and be emotional and stuff.
2s integrate into 4, I believe.
Yeah, but
Okay.
what does it mean that it integrates?
Well, here's the thing. The thing with integration is that it does seem like they track in those directions. However, I've heard it said that the actual path of integration isn't entirely accurate. Like people decided, oh, this is the path that they integrate into, but every point on the Enneagram has 2 connecting points. And when somebody is healthy or they're not healthy, they're going to express sort of like sides or like, like false sides of those 2 connecting points. So like an 8 has connecting points to both 2 and 5. Now it's said that they would integrate into 2, but an 8 can express a bad side of 2 and an 8 can express bad side of 5, or if they're healthy, they can express more positive traits of those 2 things. But as far as like how 8 energy manifests, I think the connecting points would sort of like dictate like how that how the variances came off.
Okay, but the ones. So you have like. There's
Is that a
not
healthy
many.
cat, by the way, Susanna?
Hmm?
Is that a healthy cat, by the way?
Which one? The one. His cat?
Yeah.
It seems fine.
What kind of cat?
His cat. No, I thought it was a Maine Coon, and he confirmed it.
Hey,
So what were you
Maine
saying?
Coon, Maine Coon,
Susanna?
Maine Coon, Maine Coon.
What were you saying? You were saying something about the Enneagram.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I was saying that there are the few spots it doesn't connect to. Is that like blind spots or something?
Few spots it doesn't connect to.
Yeah, because
How do you
there's,
mean?
5, 4, 1 does not connect with 3, 9, or 6.
5, 4, 1 want to connect with 3, 9, or 6. Right, yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily blind spots. It's like maybe you could describe it as that, but I'd almost consider it more like those aren't necessarily like realms of concern, possibly. Maybe that's more difficult for me to understand because I'm pretty sure two of my Enneagram numbers in my tri-type are in the 396 triad, which is like the only actual triad that there is. 396 is triad, and then you have sort of the offset 875, and then 1, 2, 4. Was it yeah. 5 would integrate to 8. Well, I'm not even gonna say the integration thing because I think I'm probably Enneagram 9, and
I knew it.
I think I'm probably Enneagram 9, and was it
Which means you morph and shapeshift into all these other things and shits.
It's not necessarily morph and shapeshift, but I've heard it said that like 9s would integrate into 3, but I feel like there'd be aspects of 6 I would also tap into because 6 is the other connecting point. So it's like for me, I think how 6 would show itself is sort of facing my fears or being more courageous towards things that I'm afraid of or like things that I avoid. Basically becoming almost more like counterphobic or like confrontational in that way. Not necessarily like an 8 necessarily because I don't
like a 3.
Well, yeah, no, there's the 3 side of it too. Like 6, I feel like would be like facing fears and whatnot. But then also, I think another side of 6 would be like developing loyalty to those around me and like actually like seeking to form bonds in like a not necessarily like a huge community sense, but like actually. I mean, it would be different if I were a social type, but I think I'm a self-preservation type, so it'd be more like family or like closer knit sort of stuff. But no, the 3 is like becoming more, owning up to your own responsibility, trying to be more effective in what you do, being more ambitious, trying to be more efficient, stuff like that. But it's that sort of 3 energy is more self-centered in that way. Because it seems like the 9's problem is that if they are being self-centered, it's not effectively self-centered. That's like the 9's problem.
Gotcha.
So it's like they might feel bad for being like, oh, I sort of waste people's time or I don't produce enough or stuff like that. So I need to not be so self-centered. But then there's a clear problem because it's easy for them to get tied up in the agendas of other people and sort of go with the flow rather than trying to assert their own agenda or ambition. So it just ends up creating problems. But 9's sort of like an ambivalence thing. So it's like if you hear stories of like Enneagram 3s that like go psychotic on someone or like, like sociopathic as people say or something like that, it's that sort of, they consider that 9